Find the gifts Dad craves at Lowe's. Right now, you can save on select Skill Power Core 12 tools that feature 25% longer runtime and have patented cooling technology. Save $10 off the Skill Power Core 12 brushless drill driver kit, now just $59.98. Or upgrade Dad's toolbox and save $30 on the 5-tool brushless combo kit, now just $169. There's nothing sweeter than Father's Day at Lowe's. Offer valid 6/9 through 6/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z. Or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Ariya that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Ariya and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Ariya.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast our co-workers. Not all of you. You know who you are, all right? So understand this. Tomorrow is Live Day. This is the first time we've had the opportunity to be in front of an audience in any capacity. And over a year, it's probably been a year and a half, 2 years for us personally. Same with BJ and Miggs in the morning. So here's the thing. There is Live Day. People have bought their tickets. People are excited to go. Here's the thing about Live Day. You can love BJ and Miggs. You can love the Men's Room. We literally have the least to do with Live Day. Other than the part that you celebrate, I cannot explain how many people are involved in putting together Live Day and how much effort goes into this. You have the people that actually work at Snoqualmie Casino, right? And they have actually ordered some additional stuff, perhaps beer, because they know that some of you are coming down there. We have the security staff that has to organize all this. We have our promotion staff, which has not had a lot to do in the last year and a half because there's nothing to promote. They have gotten together to put this together. We have all these tech guys. We have Malcolm flying in from San Diego. It is amazing to us how many people get together for this. The Foley artists, all the musicians, and all these different bands. And they're not playing their stuff. I mean, some guys are playing together for the first time. They're doing the covers. They're doing the music in and out of the show. It's very difficult to describe what it's like to see all these moving parts. We are privy to it, obviously, because we're there. And for us, I think it's more fascinating for us backstage to hear the conversations of what these guys organize than it is when we're actually on stage and they execute it, right? Because when they execute it, they're just doing their thing. People like Glenn Cannon, Kyle Court, Jason Dildine, a.k.a. VD. Ryan Castle, who, believe it or not, spearheads this whole thing. All the people at Snoqualmie, all of the promotion staff, they're down there tonight, to put it in perspective. Yep. They left here at, 11:30, about noon. Taryn is there for the social end of things. I asked her today, what time are you going to get there? 4:30 a.m.
Oh, God.
Just to make sure that she can get all the social media stuff done correctly. I don't know what that entails, but at least an hour and a goddamn half. That's more than I can. We have people from other radio stations in this building that show up to do commercial reads and everything else. We got Emily from, The Wolf. Mm-hmm. She does a morning show. She's already tired. She's coming down at 2 o'clock just to do commercial reads with us while we're there. So all of you guys, if you're listening, and I hope that you are, congratulations on the job well done. I can tell you that in advance. And know this one thing, and I think I speak for BJ and Miggs as well, but I certainly speak for the show when I say, hey, we're going to do everything we can to put on a good show. Because there's one truth. If we don't execute well as a show, then all you did was waste your time. And some of you scare me, and I think you might kill
pressure.
That's why we try to do a good job when we do a live thing. It's easy for us to talk and laugh and have a good time together. It's what we do. But we hope to put on a good performance for those of you that bought tickets. We will see you there, but make sure you give some applause to all the people you see buzzing around in the background, because they're the ones. All we're going to do is what we do every day. They are, I cannot explain how much work, effort, all the different technical conversations I've heard about what's going on. I don't understand it, but when it all comes together, hopefully you get a really good presentation. So all you guys, man, know that it is recognized and being championed. I would offer to buy you all a drink, but I'm cheap and I won't. But I will drink with you. In the meantime, I'm just being honest. In the meantime, let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. All right,
Positive Wednesday.
Positive Wednesday. All right, Jeff, you understand how this here game is played?
Yep.
Fantastic. You know then already. You have your choice of one of three stories. The Wonderful World of Drugs, Bite Me, in other words, what did someone find in their food, and finally, Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
I'm like 0 for 2 on drugs, so let's try Bite Me this time, bro.
All right, Bite Me it is. All right, Jeff, this story involves a woman named Lauren Coleman, and she said she was shocked to discover something in her French fries, which she purchased from McDonald's. Coleman said, quote, I was really disgusted. Says she took the contaminated fries back to the restaurant where she showed the manager what happened. The manager gave Coleman her money back, along with fresh food and fresh fries, and she noticed a difference in the way the food was prepared. She says, quote, the second time they cooked my food, after I complained, they put gloves on the cook to cook my food. My mother and my aunt both worked at McDonald's growing up. They have protocols for every little thing, so I was really upset with what happened. Anyway, she contacted the McDonald's customer service line through the phone number. They apologized, directed her to the regional manager, blah, blah, blah. The question is, what did she find in her delicious McDonald's French fries? Was it a fingernail, skin, a Band-Aid, or a finger? Fingernail, skin, Band-Aid,
what was the second one?
Skin. So a fingernail, skin, a Band-Aid, or a finger?
Oh, I'm thinking skin, but what do you guys think, Ted?
I've definitely served some skin in my time.
Yeah, I guess.
On.
As the captain.
I feel like, yeah. I don't know. I think it'd be hard to identify just like flaky skin on your French fry. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, like when you get that little cut on your hand.
No, in my experience, 12 years in restaurants, if you knew skin went out, it was a pretty severe, like, you cut some off.
For some reason,
maybe a Band-Aid, because he's got a new Band-Aid on and they made him wear gloves.
That's where I'm going, Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Ted and Jeff go Band-Aid.
I'm going to go Band-Aid.
I'm going to go fingernail. Just because it's hard, it's very distinct.
I know that we have served a Band-Aid in my cooking years,
identify it.
but the person who ate it didn't.
With it when you're done eating your fries?
What's that?
You can pick your teeth with the fingernail when you're done eating your fries?
That's right. Jeff, are you going to stick with Band-Aid final answer?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, we're going to find out what was in the fries. Was it a fingernail, skin, a Band-Aid, or a finger next?
That was a
En Lowe's tenemos grandes inventarios disponibles en cientos de productos que los profesionales necesitan todos los días, como tejas, concreto, madera y más. Y ahora te los entregamos al día siguiente directamente en tu obra. Empieza hoy y ordena en línea o visita el mostrador para pros en tiendas. Disponible de lunes a sábado en artículos selectos en inventario solo en el área metropolitana de Charlotte, sujeto a disponibilidad. Para pedidos hechos antes de las 4 p.m. Más detalles en el mostrador para pros.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Only available in select states. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
When the hot water needs to be hot, when the drain needs to drain, when the toilet needs to flush, you need to do two things. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. On call and there when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
99.9 KISW.
Categories bite me on profile. This woman found something in her French fries at a fast food restaurant. She went back. They apologized, made her some new fries.
Yeah, I got new fries.
Although next time around they put gloves on their hands. Question is, what did she find in her fries? Fingernail, skin, Band-Aid, or a finger?
And, Jeff, that is a question we posed to you. Miles, you went fingernail.
I did.
Not saying there was not a fingernail in it. Like I said, on several occasions during my years of cooking, I know that fingernails ended up in people's food, but not once did anyone notice. You just sit back there waiting, and you're like, cool, they ate your fingernail. But, Jeff, you started with skin, and then you agreed with E. Ted Smith, and you went Band-Aid.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Back in the win column there, Jeff.
Our boy Jeff.
You might not know your drugs, but you know what people find in their food.
Is he still there? Is he gone?
Is not. He is gone.
Now that's the way you should go to Live Day.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Jeff just times it out well. We talked to him a lot during the game. He knows what he's doing. He's always like, yeah, I know it.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's a good point.
Good to talk to.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. You got Seth Meyers.
Okay.
The Jimmies.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title these guys have teams of talented writers that help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
A couple recently got engaged on stage at an Adele concert. Apparently, they have not really listened to her lyrics.
Okay, so my wife's watching that, all right?
All right.
And Adele, at one point, she announces, like, there's a couple, the guy's going to propose, blah, blah, blah. I honestly thought the same thing.
I'm hoping you, Ted.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Okay.
That is a good joke. Sorry. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking that, like, she's not Taylor Swift angry, but all of her songs.
Yeah, are kind of breakup songs.
It's like, and Ted, you pointed this out to me years ago. We're at a Pearl Jam concert at the Gorge, and they played Better Man. Mm-hmm. And all the chicks started hugging their guy, and Ted's like, I don't think they know what the song's about. I'm like,
it's every time I go to a Pearl Jam show, and it's like, yeah, she's just saying she settled for your dumbass.
Yeah, and she's hugging you right now, like, oh, you poor guy.
Yeah, typically, musicians write better, I think, when they're down than up.
Sure.
You know what I mean? As far as they're...
Where you say down in the hole?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which I shouldn't be laughing as I say that's not a really upbeat song.
No, it's Alice in Chains. What is their most upbeat song?
And good call. That was the other part of the joke. I wasn't sure which part was going to go with. Was Taylor Swift not in town?
They did Peaches, right?
Yes, Peaches. My bad. Yeah.
General Motors announced that the chip shortage has gotten so bad that some of their new cars won't have heated seats. At the same time, Hyundai are reminding people that if their seats are warm, it's because the engine is on fire.
Fallon.
General Motors just announced that the chip shortage has gotten so bad, some of its new cars won't have heated seats. Ooh. At the same time, Hyundai is reminding people that if their seats are warm, it's because the engine is on fire.
Usually a chip shortage in my house around 9 p.m. Sunday.
I know, that's my first thought. But instead of chip shortage, I'm like, what is a car? Oh, that kind of chip.
Lay's, Utz, Tim's, who? United Airlines, for the first time since the pandemic started, resumed the sale of liquor on their flights. It's all part of the plan to ensure that every passenger has a chance to get duct tape to his or her seat.
I mean, that's Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Kibble.
United Airlines has, for the first time since the start of the pandemic, resumed the sale of liquor on their flights. They're selling the little bottles of liquor again. It's all part of their plan to ensure that every passenger has a chance to get duct tape to his or her seat this holiday.
A woman reportedly climbed over the barrier at the Bronx Zoo lion exhibit last week while carrying a bouquet of roses. Or as the lion saw it, dinner holding some garnish.
Seth? Yes, Seth.
Yes.
A woman reportedly climbed over the barrier to Bronx Zoo's lion exhibit last week while carrying a bouquet of roses, or as the lion saw it, dinner holding some garnish.
So, The Office, right? Obviously a big show. I really like The Office.
I thought it was a great show.
I will say, I did fall off. I didn't watch a ton of it kind of in the later years.
It got a little different because Pam or whatever's they got together, relationship stuff.
Jim.
Not interesting. Nard Dog, what's his name? The dude from The Hangover. What do you call himself? Nard Dog or something on the show?
Jesus, all right. I didn't know what you're talking about. I clearly. Right,
he was a very silly character, and they tried to make him a little more serious toward the end. Right. You know what I mean? Like, dude, the loose, stupid humor made that show.
Right. So there's a new book called Welcome to Dunder Mifflin, the ultimate oral exam of The Office. Well, who's giving it?
Hey, now.
So they're talking about they wanted to test the character, like, basically, during season 8, they were going to have an episode where Jim goes to Florida, a business trip. Kathy, the receptionist, tries to seduce him. Pam's out on maternity leave at that time. So basically, they were going to have the character cheat on Pam, Jim. And then I like this. The only reason it didn't happen was John Krasinski. He said in the book, he goes, that's the only time I remember putting my foot down. I remember saying things I never thought I'd say before, like, I'm not going to shoot it. He has a valid point. He goes, my feeling there's a threshold to which you could push an audience, but there's a moment where you can push them too far and they'll never come back. And I think that if you show Jim cheating, they'll never come back.
I would agree with him on that.
I was going to say,
he's not the guy, based on the show and the character, that just wouldn't happen. And if you do it, right, people will freak the F out.
Right, and The Office, kind of echoing back what you're saying earlier, it's a funny show and everybody liked the show. Now, the Jim and Pam thing was there, but you're right. I think that's when I stopped watching, is they got a little too
now they're together, right?
Right. So, but now that you've made them together, right, having Jim step out on her, how is that funny?
Right. That show was, even when they dealt with dark, messed up stuff, they made it hilarious. You know, talking about diversity in the workspace, right? Gets real sensitive in real life. They tackled that head on, and I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
Because it was just so stupid.
Yeah. So, I mean, right. I get why he would say, hey, let's not do that, because that would be weird.
Yeah. And now he's
also defending the character you play in the role that plays in the show.
After that long, and you hear this a lot, but actors that play certain characters for a certain amount of time, they'll start telling directors, like, my character wouldn't do that. Like, it just wouldn't do that. I know you write it, but
it's like Mike Hawk cussing someone out on the air and belittling them. Right. You know, that's not who you are.
Well, not as far as people know.
Well, I mean, the character you play on the show is very nice. Right? And yeah.
On air.
Okay.
He's like
but in the grocery store, go for it.
Hell yeah. Yes, I mean, I get why they didn't want to do that. It also just seems odd.
Like, that makes sense, and it's unnecessary.
Yeah. Whereas, like, you know, people always talk about Friends, right? But that was a whole thing with Ross and Rachel, and they're together, they're not together, they were on a break, they weren't on a break. It's just like, all right.
But everyone on that show was sleeping with people all the time. It kind of didn't matter.
It is. That's still the weirdest thing about that show to me.
What, that all of them slept with each other?
But that they all hooked up with each other, and it just was never a big deal.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like, everybody was cool with it.
We sleep together.
That is not how real life happens. Like, even if you're cool with, like, your exes or whatever, but, like, you don't kick it with them all the time. Most people don't. Now, granted, you both might have started in the same friend group, so maybe. But, like, I know some people that have been, and even they're like, yeah, it's still awkward.
Of course it is.
Yeah. And it's always that thing, too. It's like, yes, we're friends. Has to have sex with her for 8 months.
And, you guys are look, dude, we had sex. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of sexy, LeVar Burton, he's going to get his own show after all. Everybody remembers everything with drama. Basically, people online, a lot of people really wanted him to be the host of Jeopardy.
But he did not want to be the host of Jeopardy, correct?
So he did, but then it was such a big deal they wouldn't even like really give him an audition. He was kind of like,
okay, I'm out.
Right, like, screw it.
All right.
You know what I mean? He announced yesterday he'll be host of the new Trivial Pursuit show. He'll also be the executive producer. Producer.
All right. Oh, you go LeVar Burton, and that's okay.
He said, quote, Trivial Pursuit is one of the best-known brands in the gaming universe. I am thrilled to partner with Hasbro and E1 to bring this beloved... Look, he's fired up. Of course he is. They haven't announced when it's going to show. Trivial Pursuit actually was a show for a while back in from 1993 to 2008.
Really?
Yeah.
Somehow, in all of those years, I never knew it was there.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Just don't give me no brown squares. No brown squares.
I hate a brown.
Come on, no brown squares. Spin the wheel. No brown squares.
I thought
arts and literature.
It was history or whatever it was. I couldn't do it.
Like pink, I was okay. It was like entertainment.
Yep.
Sports was blue. I think I was okay with that.
Sports was orange.
I thought it was green.
Green was science.
All I know is no brown.
Yeah,
I don't want the brown pie. That's all. And if I get it, it's a miracle.
Did you ever play Trivial Pursuit by yourself?
No.
I mean, like, I feel like every time I play Trivial Pursuit, there's two people to a team.
Right, but yeah, one-on-one is fine. Either you know it or you don't. But the nice thing is to bounce things off of someone. That's really all it is, right?
Yeah, and frankly, it's good because you could both have strengths. Like science and arts and literature, both of those categories are not my strength.
No, I'd play with you.
Yeah, but you're right. Me and you, we could dominate.
I would not get arts and literature. I'll let you know that. But I got the science and all that stuff. You got the sports.
Yeah. And
Ted told me something about a mascot today that I didn't say it to you, but I'm like, how would you know this? You're talking about some mascot earlier with Mike, and you're like, they won the...
Oh, you're talking about Butch T. Cougar?
Yeah, and they won some award in 2011.
2007.
My bad.
He was the Capital One. He won, like, the mascot thing.
But you know that.
I do.
That's the difference. I'm glad they won. Congratulations. But the fact you knew that and just rattled it off so easy, I'm like, oh, my God.
Wow. Today on a brand new episode of the MegaCast, Miggs and I were talking about they're having some guests tomorrow for Live Day.
Okay.
So we were talking, they're going to have a guest on that's a Washington State legend. So I, of course, blurted out, Butch T. Cougar. He's like, no, it's not Butch T. Cougar. But then we were discussing maybe next year for Live Day. That's when you came in. Mike and I are thinking maybe we'll get some mascots up there. Now, sure, for the radio audience, not going to do a ton. But if you're there at Live Day, wouldn't that be exciting? The men's room's on stage with mascots.
Now, are these mascots people know or like our devil mascots that show up at Red Festival and stuff?
No offense to our mascots, but no, like ones people know. Like Rhubarb from the Rainiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bear and her Moose.
You would have to tell me, other than Moose, who the people are.
Well, you know Blitz.
No Blitz.
Yeah.
What about Squatch? What is he up to now?
Right?
I don't know.
He was my favorite, man.
You're saying you don't know who the mascot is for the Everett Aqua Sox?
I do not.
Well, it's Webley.
And what is he?
It's a frog.
Okay.
That's why he's Webley.
I think we might be able to get that.
I still would need an explanation.
Yeah, but I'm saying Rhubarb and Webley, like all that stuff. And it could be exciting. Every commercial break, like, ooh, there's a new mascot.
I'm going 30% on Disney characters. I can't even imagine trying that.
You can do it if you have the cash.
What I'm saying is knowing who they are. You know
how Disney operates?
Right. What I mean is, I'll get
identifying
30%.
characters.
Yeah, exactly. I'm maybe 30%.
I'm good unless you have the princesses.
That's going to kill me.
Right. I'm just
and
not
you got to know who the princess's other friends are.
Well, I
found that out on Halloween.
I've been to
like
the
who? So what? Someone dressed as a princess, and then what?
Correct.
Their friends dressed as their hangers-on or whatever.
Somebody was dressed as a princess from Frozen, but it wasn't Anna.
Have you ever seen
Elsa? It was the sister, Anna.
Have you ever seen the princess?
Don't say yeah like that, Mike. Why do you know that?
The Princess Parade at Disneyland.
I know nothing about this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they all come around.
It's a 4-mile long parade of princesses. It takes 3 hours. They have 9 million princesses. They all have their own float. They come by, and you're like, "This has got to be the end of this, right?" Because all you want to do is cross the street because you want to get to Space Mountain, but they won't allow you to cross the street. And the princesses just keep coming and coming. And I mean, they're waving. They got their white gloves on or whatever the hell they're doing. It is just mind-numbingly bad. It is the worst thing to get stuck on the wrong side of the Princess Parade is horrible.
Look, I cut through a parade once. You don't want to do it.
No.
And this was to get to a bar. And I was with another guy. We call him Batman. And he said, man, let's just walk through. We're in downtown Portland. There is a parade. I don't know what it was for.
The Rose Parade, dude.
Yeah, it was a big deal to people. And
that is a big parade.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm like, dude, this is really, really long, but you guys are at another bar. It's in the morning. So he goes, dude.
I was on the right side of the street.
Let's just cut through. And I'm like, well, are we going to be those guys? We found a gap We cut through. We were mean mugged by like 10,000 people. But it's just not something you do.
Dude, I cut through a 5K once, and somebody's like, "Oh, you can get arrested for that."
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, "Whatever." But in my defense,
make the fine 10K then.
Well, and they were coming up a hill, so down on the waterfront.
I can run 3.25 miles. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Right now. Pack-a-day smoker. Maybe in marathon. That's maybe. Not a 5K for crying out loud. That's a turkey trot.
Yeah.
Well, for a lot of people, a 5K is the longest run they've done.
I did an 8K once. Mm-hmm. I will never do that again. I will never, ever do that again.
Did you get a sticker that you could put on the back of your car?
No, but a dude offered me a banana, and I was like, get out of my face with that banana. I wasn't.
Golly.
At the end of the race.
I get it.
Is this Prim League soccer?
Yeah. No, he offered them to everyone.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Sad, but good.
Yes.
If you like Tiger King, the second season, that's on Netflix now. I'm still interested to see if people give a damn now that you can go outside and interact with other people.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. Tiger King was just
a guilty pleasure because you're stuck in the house.
Correct.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
En Lowe's tenemos grandes inventarios disponibles en cientos de productos que los profesionales necesitan todos los días, como tejas, concreto, madera y más. Y ahora te los entregamos al día siguiente directamente en tu obra. Empieza hoy y ordena en línea o visita el mostrador para pros en tiendas. Disponible de lunes a sábado en artículos selectos en inventario solo en el área metropolitana de Charlotte, sujeto a disponibilidad. Para pedidos hechos antes de las 4 p.m. Más detalles en el mostrador para pros.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has a wide range of electrified vehicles, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Only available in select states. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida man gets into a fight after trying to have sex with another man's dog. Meanwhile, a DoorDash driver delivers tasty dinner, then in an apartment lobby, she leaves a hot log. Woman helps deliver best friend's baby, only to realize her husband was the baby daddy. Florida woman tries to break out of jail using a wire from her boob caddy. And a woman digging through her purse at Walmart accidentally fires a 9mm. It's time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, on top 3, we go to Arizona, where a woman found out something about her best friend. Her friend was going through a pregnancy alone and having had several kids of her own. She decided to step in and help her through the journey, to the point of actually being there at the delivery, wearing the, quote, daddy wristband handed out by the hospital. But after the newborn arrived, there was something just a little bit familiar, a birth defect that results in an extra piece of cartilage that grows out of the side of the neck. The same birth defect that is not only in a couple of her own kids, but in her husband as well. It was then revealed that after she confronted the two, that her husband had actually cheated on her with 30 other women over the course of their relationship.
I guess if you're going to fess up, fess up.
Yeah, right? Let's just
you
go ahead
think
and
that part blew her away? Did you sleep with my best friend? Just, you know what, baby, I did. I'm sorry I got the same birth defect. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I've slept with 30 other women.
Right. She's not the only one, so it's not just your best friend betraying you.
We're not in love or anything, just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I had a girl once, it's like, somebody told me you went to the bunny ranch. You had sex with a prostitute. I was like, I did. 6 of them. She's like, why did you tell me that? I was like, let's just get it out of the way.
Right.
Yeah. Now you know.
Right?
Because you confronted me about the first one, so let's just put it all on the table.
What you should have said is 6 of them. Why'd you tell me that? Because the honest answer is 15. And I figured 6 was a lesser blow.
But 3 at once.
Yeah, I didn't tell her I went back for birthdays.
Yeah. In other news, to Southern California, where a food delivery driver dropped off more than the food. After being contacted by a tenant, the manager of an apartment complex checked their lobby to see if what they heard was true, and they did indeed find human feces on one of the trash cans in the lobby. Checking the surveillance footage, they found that the delivery driver dropped off their delivery and, on their way out of the lobby, made a quick pit stop at the trash can before making their way off.
I understand if you got to go, you got to go, but just a word of advice. If you're in the lobby of any building, assume you're on camera.
Right. And the woman who filed the complaint, she works in radio in L.A.
Right.
She's like a morning show.
Oh, yeah?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. She's like, what the hell? At least she had a good show the next day. Like, look, dude, look at
stuff to talk about, man.
Exactly, man. It's perfect.
Someone dropped a turd in our lobby.
Right. That's brutal.
The delivery service was contacted and said that the employee no longer delivers for him. Yeah. The part that I understood was that, you know what, she just delivered this thing and then walked out. She delivers food. That's a little bit on the unsanitary side.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that is it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawkins out.
All right, bitches. We'll see you up next on the Men's Room Happy Hour on the Men's Room Odyssey app. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow, KISW Live Day at Snoqualmie Casino.
Yes, indeed. All of that is true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch for 90 seconds or under 34. But until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Find the gifts Dad craves at Lowe's. Right now, you can save on select Skill Power Core 12 tools that feature 25% longer runtime and have patented cooling technology. Save $10 off the Skill Power Core 12 brushless drill driver kit, now just $59.98. Or upgrade Dad's toolbox and save $30 on the 5-tool brushless combo kit, now just $169. There's nothing sweeter than Father's Day at Lowe's. Offer valid 6/9 through 6/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Aria that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Aria and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Aria.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.